Welcome to HomeFront SitRep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront SitRep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Still in the fight, different battlefield, same damn life. No spotlight shining on the ones who serve, just great sacrifice and a whole lot of nerve. From small town shops to a helping hand, we're lifting each other, yeah, that's the plan. No red tape, no filter, no disguise, just truth in the fire behind our eyes. This is HomeFront SitRep, hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the scars we carry to the lives we rebuild, from the weight of silence to the strength of will. Non-profits grinding, boots on the street, no headlines chasing, just mission complete. Veteran alone, still chasing the dream. From a mic to a message, we're building a team. Creators and fighters, yeah, we all belong. Turn the pain into purpose, turn the hurt into song. No politics, no games, no divide. Just warriors standing side by side. This is HomeFront SitRep, hear the call, where the real ones rise and the fallen stand tall. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. From the shadows to the spotlight we step. Yeah, this is HomeFront SitRep. But we don't forget, we don't walk away. We carry each other through every day. From combat boots to a boss to a seat, still standing tall, still hard to defeat. Real stories, real impact, real people. This ain't just a podcast. This is a movement. This is HomeFront SitRep, loud and clear, for the ones still fighting year after year. Every voice matters, every story's legit. We're family here, this is HomeFront SitRep. Yeah, we rise, we grind, no regret. Welcome to HomeFront SitRep.
Welcome, everybody, to a Monday edition of HomeFront SitRep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, welcome back. How are you doing, sir?
Oh man, I'm upright. Still a little sore, still tired, but I am not laying in a hospital bed anymore. So that's a plus.
That's always a plus when you get to leave early too. You wasn't in there as long as you were the last time. So
my usual stay of 4 days was only 2.5. So I greatly appreciate the staff and the doctors and everybody at St. E for taking great care of me. I will say last Monday night it was a packed house.
Yeah.
I checked in and waited 5 hours to get back to the actual emergency department. I'm not going to call it the ED, but the emergency department. And then I was once they realized what it was and they knew they were going to admit me, I waited another 12 hours in the emergency department before I got to a room. So St. E has about 40-ish, 50-ish beds in the emergency department, and every single room was full. They even had people in the hallway being triaged. So yeah, it was rough for them that last week. But I guess it's been like that for a couple weeks from what my
Man.
what my take is from some of the nurses and the ER staff.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Well, I'm glad to see you're upright and kind of getting back to a norm, kind of. I know I told everybody to keep saying prayers for you uh, because of things that are coming up. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want
yeah. I mean, I do have a surgery coming. Not sure when. It's not too invasive, but anytime they enter your body, right, and anymore. I am not going through the VA. I refuse to go through the VA for any of my medical care or surgical care. I'll go do my annual stuff, but as far as them trusting me trusting them with my actual health and well-being, I stopped doing that a long time ago. But yeah, they're gonna go. It's gonna be a laparoscopic surgery, just to make sure that my intestines aren't adhered to other organs or itself or the stomach lining. That to see if that's what's causing some of these obstructions. I mean, it's the fourth time in a year that I've been in the hospital with the same thing. So
Skipper. Skipper said penile implant surgery. Sorry, cradle be safe nowadays.
don't need any help in that department, but thanks.
Oh God, dang Marine. He's a Marine, by the way. Skipper of Veteran Nation. He's a Marine, Mike Arthur, and he is hilarious. But yeah, no, man. I when I saw your post on Monday night, I guess it was midnight or
It was
so.
right after the show. I mean, it sucks. I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't go to the hospital until 11:30. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to earn my free night there one of these times.
yeah. I mean, your frequent flyer miles, bro, at the hospital up there. You need to. They need to start giving you a stamp card, so every time you go, it's punched, and then it could
I
be
mean, a free
free.
meal, something, give me a
So,
free IV, free shot of morphine when I go. No, I mean, it sucks, but it's awesome that the doctors know who I am, right? And some of the nurses know who I am, and they're just like, hey, what do you think about this course of action? What would you want us to do? And I go through and I'm like, this is what I'm feeling, and they're like, okay, we can do that for now, right? But I've been experiencing this stuff for damn near 20 years, so
yeah.
it's they know. And there was one nurse that was overhearing my nurse say something, and she's like, oh, is that Sam and April? I'm like, and here she comes. Hey, yeah, it's Sam and April. How you doing? Welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to be welcome back here. No.
You should have a VIP room at the hospital for real. What's going on, Brian Gibson? How are you? I need to get Brian Gibson on. He runs the nonprofit Project Die Hard. I need to reach out to him and get him on the show. What's up, Brian Roof? How are you? Chris Cornelius, welcome back, sir. Gunny, he says, welcome back. Hopefully you're doing better.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks.
So yeah, man, we had a great show last night. Unfortunately, Gunny was not able to attend last night because he was just kind of wore out from his 2.5 day stay up at the hospital, and then he had this honey-do list and kind of wore him out yesterday. And we had a good show last night, and we got a really great show tonight for you guys. With our upcoming guest, Brent Bowers, former U.S. Army officer, real estate investor, entrepreneur, educator, and the founder of the Land Sharks, a company that specializes in teaching investors how to buy and sell vacant land as an investment strategy. He is well known in the real estate investing community, particularly in the niche of vacant land investing. And that's super cool because, man, a lot of big cities, they have the land bank, and a lot of people don't even know that there's land out there that's available that they can get relatively cheaply. And I guess that's where his company, the Land Shark, comes into play. And if you're in the market and there's land in your city, wherever you're at, you could possibly get it really, really cheap as a investment strategy. So I'm super excited to bring him on here in just a minute and let him. What did you see old Mitch at the hospital talk to him for 20 minutes? I guess I'm asking you if you saw Mitch McConnell.
No, he wasn't at my hospital.
And Chris says I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up on your end, Gunny?
Yeah, a little bit. I just sent you a text. It's in and out. Like I can hear you real clear for a second, and then it goes out, and then comes back in, goes in, comes back out.
I wonder if it's my mic.
I think so. I think because when you were turning your head, I thought it was because of that, right? But when you started facing straight on, it was still doing. Yeah, Ruth just said it was your mic.
Probably. Okay, might have to switch mics. See if I turn it up a little bit. Does that sound better?
Yeah, I get you now.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's bring our guest up to the stage. Let's get this show on the road. What do you think, Gunny?
Yep.
Welcome to the show, sir. How are you?
What's going on? Did I just hear the VA is doing penile implants, or is that what I just was I multitasking?
Well, that's what Skipper said. He said that they are doing let's see, what was this comment?
He said it's pretty invasive these days.
Yeah, penile implant surgeries are
Safe
incredibly safe nowadays.
I just want one of those pumps, like that's all,
No, like the old sneaker, like the old Reeboks.
Yeah.
Remove a testicle, throw the pump in there.
I don't need two of them anymore.
Do you want it to squeak? Do you want it to squeak when you're pumping it up?
I think that add to it. Then she knows it's coming.
Right?
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with us here on HomeFront SitRep. Do us a favor and introduce yourself to the world of HomeFront SitRep, if you don't mind.
Yeah, my name is Brent Bowers. I was in the Army, got in 2009, got out in 2018. I started off enlisted, and I hated officers, honestly. I hated saluting them. I couldn't stand them being in charge of me, but you know what happens when you can't beat them, join them. I had a blast as an NCO. Actually, I had a blast as a private specialist. Honestly, that was the best time. Then became a sergeant, and I thought become an officer, get paid a lot more, but I didn't notice the pay increase. But my increase of time spent at work, as well as stress load, as well as responsibility, really increased. And finally, I was like, "Heck with this! I'm getting out of here." So I found land investing.
Yeah, nice.
So, what was your MOS?
Yeah, I was a 25 uniform. I was a signal support specialist. So my first couple of deployments, actually, I got to be with a route clearance patrol. So we would clear routes for anybody driving them, basically find the IDs and stuff. And my job was to make sure all the trucks could communicate in the route clearance package, which was pretty, it was very high op tempo. It was 7 days a week. And it was always just go, 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 go. We'd have missions rolling out at 3 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m. And it was a blast just keeping all those guys talking. I could have everything working perfect. The second we roll out, no one could communicate. And it was even more stressful being out there with them and no one could communicate. And they're all looking at me like ready to shoot me.
Yeah, I can only imagine, being in that situation and not being able to communicate with your other vehicles that are with you in the convoy. Yeah, I think I would probably shoot the comm guy too. Probably.
Yeah. They love you. That's a love or hate position. They either love you one second, they absolutely hate you the next.
Oh yeah. So we were both infantry guys when we first started in the Corps, and I hated our comm guys, especially with the prick radio that we had. The big
PRIC, prick. We'll just leave it at that.
Was it 77? I think. I don't know.
I think
it's funny why Yeah, it's funny why they call it a prick. It's like I don't get it. Like, they talked about the majors and the lieutenant colonels. They wore a prick on their chest as well. Or no, that flower was to cover their prick. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I've been out too long. I'm getting it all back. It's
There
coming
you
back
go.
to me right now.
There you go. So what was your transition like? So here you are, you went enlisted to officer
Mhm.
to the dark side. And
Yeah.
then you're like, oh well, this is too much for me. I'm getting out after so many years. What was your transition like?
Yeah, and the reason why I got out really to be serious is my second marriage. My first wife left me on my second deployment to Afghanistan. Actually, in Helmand Province, I was out there with the Marines. We were
Mm,
stationed with the Marines, and Marines pretty much cleaned it up pretty good. So my second deployment was pretty calm and quiet and boring, honestly. Um, but I was preparing for my third combat deployment right after I commissioned. I had just gotten remarried. We had a baby, and I was like training the entire time. So I really didn't get to see my son for like the first 8 months of his life. And I was like, I got to figure something else out here. I was looking at divorce number 2, and I was like, I don't want to do this again. So that transition, about 2015, I found land investing where I would buy like you talked about, like land bank type stuff, land where they didn't really want it, honestly. So they didn't pay the taxes. So the county would take it over, or the county couldn't collect the taxes. So I would send letters to these people basically saying, hey, I'd like to buy your land. And they would sell it to me like cheap, sometimes $300, sometimes $100, sometimes a couple thousand. And I would just sell it for more. Well, I got to doing that over and over and over. And I didn't think people walked around with $5,000-6,000 because I didn't have any money in my bank account at that time. I'm like a first lieutenant with almost 8 years in the military, and I didn't have any money. I was spending it all on the few rentals I had, constantly evicting tenants. So I was trying to get rich in real estate, but it wasn't working because I had several rentals at the time, almost 7 doors. But that transition, I told myself, I'm not going to touch this money for the next 3 years. I had 3 years left on my contract, and I just kept rolling it and rolling it. And before I knew it, I was at $12,000 a month coming in monthly from monthly
mm,
payments from garbage, inefficient, non-accessible, landlocked land, not buildable stuff. Um, and I just basically got out, and I was freaking out, scared to death. Probably the first 6 months, I was still getting up every morning at 4 a.m. and like working 12 hours a day just so I would feel like I wasn't going to be homeless. By this time, I had 2 kids, third one on the way. Um, and then I had a couple $50,000 months flipping land. And then I started transitioning into developing some of that land, putting affordable housing on it. And we can talk more about that too, because that's really what's hot right now. But that was kind of the transition. I will say it was a little scary, a little stressful. I finally stopped getting up at 4 a.m. I kind of sleep in now. Now that I'm 40, I realize I need more sleep than 4 hours a night.
yeah, definitely. So that's something that I've always been interested in is buying and purchasing land. Like you said, the taxes have never been paid on it in a long time. The county's taking it over, city's taking it over. But I just didn't know the avenue to reach out to these people and say, hey, I'm interested in buying that 5 acres that is landlocked. That you can't really do a whole lot with it because you don't have easement rights or anything on it. Um, how how did you get involved in that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I was in a program called Wholesaling Inc. I was learning how to wholesale houses, and I was just really searching for podcasts, I was listening to the 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss every time I was driving to or from base or in my vehicle, or working out in the gym. I was just constantly educating. I was not listening to music. There was no like fun time basically, because I had pretty much felt like I went my back against the wall. If I wasn't working, I was working. I
Yeah,
was preparing for that exit.
yeah.
Because I was in business before the Army. I was in real estate in 2007, 8, and 9. And like, I was like, shoot, man, there's nothing that could be harder than this right now. So I just joined the military. Um, um, but basically, I heard a guy on a podcast talking about how he was like doubling his money in a week or two. And I was like, heck, I've never doubled my money in real estate. It costs me money every time I buy a rental, and I'm not making any money off of it. So that first land flip I actually bought for $285, and I sold it to a realtor for $5,000. And that was like, in literally less than a week's time. And I was like, crap, that's more money than I net in a whole entire month as an officer. And then the second one I did about a week or two later, I bought that piece of land for $500. This one was actually not accessible, landlocked, 4.7 acres right next to Fort Carson, Colorado, Army base, really close to NORAD too, where they track Santa Claus. But I bought it for $500. I tried to negotiate with the lady because I was scared. I didn't think anybody would want to buy it. So I put it on Craigslist. I went and took photos of it. I put it on Craigslist for $500 down and $400 a month. And sure enough, about a week later, I got a guy come to my house and gave me $500 cash. And then every month he'd bring me 400. Sometimes he'd bring me 800, and he paid me a total of $5,000 for that one. And I just kept building up those monthly payments. I kept stretching it out. And then I wanted to get the money as quick as possible. So some of my payments were like $1,000 a month. And the land deals just kept getting bigger.
So do you think that they were buying those for like a hunting lease or something like that? You can't build on them? Yeah.
That guy used it for hunting. Absolutely. The real estate agent that bought the first parcel of land, I ended up selling 18 more parcels in that area. And the guy I sold most of my parcels to bought a bunch more and then did some type of green tax credits, and he made millions.
Wow.
So I thought I was doing good, and people did better with it. And then I started seeing who was making all the money, and this guy's putting all the manufactured homes on this land. I'm like, how does this guy literally pay me more than what this land is worth? And then I started looking, like a year or two later, there's a brand new manufactured home on it, maybe a year and a half old. And I look at the numbers and I calculated up. I'm like, this dude just made $60,000 at least. And then so I started a couple of years ago buying like $12,000 lots, putting $100,000 mobile home on it, putting well, septic, water, electric, all that stuff, selling it for $217, $230, $240. And that's my consistent business now, is I buy cheap land in very specific areas, and then I place brand new manufactured homes on it. My buyers get VA loans, conventional loans, FHA, USDA loans, even investor loans that want to own brand new rentals with warranty on it. So that's kind of what it's turned into. And now we're helping others. We've got quite a few veterans in our community, in our Land Sharks community. And heck, the more people I tell my secrets, the more lenders I find, the more people I do land deals with. It's just been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people up home buying property along some of the riding trails for the snowmobiles and ATVs. And what they're doing is running well, septic, and putting tiny homes on it, and then renting, Airbnb-ing the tiny homes during like the summer seasons or during the winter.
That's cool.
For snowmobiling and ice fishing. And now that the trails are open, like where my brother lives, you can go all the way to Canada from my brother's house, it's road and trail, but for the most part, and you can go all the way to the coast. So, a lot of these people are buying these properties, middle of nowhere, and dropping a well, running a septic, and tiny homes on them and Airbnb them out.
Where is this at? What state?
Maine.
Oh my God, what a beautiful state. Yeah, I've never even been. I've seen pictures. Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, it just shows you right there. There's so many ways to make money with land.
Yeah.
So where are you primarily located at?
Yeah, I started this in Colorado. I did quite a few deals in Arizona, and then now I live in Florida. So most of my deals are in the southeast of the country, Carolinas, Georgia, Florida. Obviously, I live here. I got 10 of these going right now in Florida. And it doesn't take a lot of my time because it's not like I'm building from the ground up. I'm literally ordering this stuff, and it's being placed and set and then tied down, and it'll never move ever.
Now, with Florida, with mobile homes or manufactured homes, with the hurricanes and stuff like that, they have to be, I guess they have to have the straps and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got to be rated for 120, 150 mile an hour wind. On the coast, it's got to be even more. We have wind zones here, and we got to abide by them. Actually, the last couple of hurricanes, they did a study on the 1985 and newer homes, and they did a side-by-side comparison. And I don't have a link to the study. Like, I just went off of what the insurance company was telling us, but they had no reason to lie about it. But they said they got less claims from these manufactured homes than they did actual stick built and concrete block structures. I don't know why. I assume because they maybe flex a little bit. I mean, heck, they come down the road in halves. They got to be rated for 55 miles just to get there.
Minimum, yeah.
So, and none of my stuff's ever hanging off when it gets there.
Parts of the Carolinas, you have to have like outbuildings strapped down and stuff like that too. Like where we were stationed at Camp Lejeune, or even like into Richlands inland a little bit. Your stuff has to be strapped down just because we do get the hurricanes and those force winds that come through.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's compare. So you've done rental property. So you've had rental property. Now you're building these manufactured homes on properties. Which one do you think is more profitable? And the reason I say that is because you can have long-term rentals, right? That people have lived in for 10, 15 years, and they're very consistent with paying a rent. You don't have to worry about the home or anything like that. And then you have some tenants that are just the worst of all worst tenants, and you have to go in and do all kinds of repairs. They're never on time with rent money and stuff of that nature. Which one do you think is more beneficial for somebody? Let's just say me, if I decided to start getting into this, what do you think would be more beneficial?
Well, I'm sitting here doing math right now. For years, I've been buying rentals with my land income and my shoot, I forgot about that one. And my house, or my land flipping income, and then placing a manufactured home on the land. I'm just doing some math real quick. 1636. It's actually, I haven't added this up until I was on this call. I am owed $42,000 right now in just rent on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. I'm doing one eviction right now. And these are on commercial, like light industrial, commercial buildings, office space. Like, that's a lot of money owed. And that, like, I spent hours today talking to one attorney, talking to a listing agent. So I spend more time on things that cost me money today than what actually made me money. So there's this 80-20 rule. 20% of the work we actually do really brings in 90% of the actual income that we make. So these rentals I'm not living off these. These are long-term investments where 12, 15 years from now, hopefully, God willing, they'll be paid off with tenant money. And I bought them for appreciation, for mortgage pay down, for tax deductions. Well, these things are costing me a whole heck of a lot of money, time, and stress and mental capacity, where if I would have taken my whole day just maybe buying another piece of land to place a brand new manufactured homes on, I might have made 50 grand. And okay, I take that back. I did take one check to Wells Fargo to pay a contractor today. That took me 15 minutes, and I was heading that way because I was going to the gym anyways. So side-by-side comparison, the real estate business that's going to make you the most amount of money is the active business, where everyone thinks passive rentals make you money. Maybe one day. But right now, what's bringing the money in and paying the bills and paying for children's private school and groceries and vacation is dang sure not the rentals.
Right. Yeah, because even with rentals, though, you still got to pay your upkeep on the property. Like, especially if your rental agreement is, the tenant takes care of the upkeep while they're there. But we all know tenants, they don't keep up with the rental property. They're like, oh, well, the landlord will take care of that once I move out.
Even on a triple net lease, they think that.
See, that's crazy. I would say buying land and flipping it is probably going to be the best for me. Would probably be the best route because I would be like Gunny. I would be like, I'd go buy me 20 acres. Throw me a couple little cabins on there, turn them into Airbnbs, with a well and septic and all of that, and rent those out. And then, turn around and sell them possibly, and make more money out of it once you develop it just a little bit. Because I mean, you could get
running water, electricity, septic, and the building.
Yeah.
You're going to double your money.
And you can get those prefab tiny homes. I mean, boom, they just bring it to you. You set it up on blocks, and boom, you're good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And they just bring it in, throw it on blocks, take the wheels off it, and there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's more than that, people. Okay, but
no, it's almost that simple. I kid you not. Like, I've seen those guys set these things up, and even these manufactured homes. And why manufactured homes for me, I don't deal in tiny homes, is because I want something, one, that someone can afford later on. Two, it's been around since 1979, so it's very easy to get lending on if it's brand new. It smells nice. It's got warranty. It's got water, septic, electric. It's got the certificate of occupancy. It's a shoot. Like I put air conditioner in these, and I generally don't have any of them sit more than 30 days, but my AC bill is so cheap. Like they're very well insulated. I'm just like, I wish my house was. I keep talking to my wife. I was like, let's move into one of these. Like, you can get them 3,000-4,000 square foot.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some nice manufactured homes out there. My aunt lives in one here in Kentucky, and I mean, it's got the main floor, then it's got an upper level. I'm like, holy cow! And this is a manufactured home. It came, like you said, it came in half on the trailer, and and it was, I was like, holy cow! You were just looking at the outside of it, because they didn't do like the underpinning that you would see on most modular homes. They actually blocked it up, and then when they brought the pieces in, they set it up on top of the blocks, and then blocked it in, then let the air out of the tires, and boom, now it's block foundation on it, and it's just like and you can't even really tell that it's a manufactured home because it's done that well. So
and we've got some buyers. We got a land holding member putting these up in Kentucky, and some of his buyers actually get grants where they literally come into these no money out of their pocket whatsoever.
Yeah. Wow. So in Kentucky, there's a lot of land in the land bank. I know, like the city of Louisville, where I live, there is a buttload of land in the land bank, and you can get it, like you said, $100, $1,000.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have either vacant homes on them, or there's nothing on them, and you just got to pay, pay the taxes or whatnot on it, and then boom, you're golden. So
that's exactly right.
Don't know if you've ever looked at Louisville, Kentucky, but if that's something that you're interested in, there's probably a buttload of land that you could probably get.
We just had it's so funny you mentioned the land bank, because we have one of our members that came on our support call today. We call it our deal review call. I'm actually getting on a meeting with her tomorrow in a city official in Tennessee. I won't say what city she's in to keep it. Let her get the pickings while they're good, but it's just, she has me sitting in on that, but they're going to give her several parcels for free. She's just got to pick which one she wants, as long as she's going to place a brand new manufactured home on it, because they have 102 buyers waiting.
Yeah.
There's such a need, and we keep hearing about all this shortage, like 5.4 million. Like, what? How is that possible? Well, it's that really the affordable housing is needed. Like, we don't need more $400,000 or $500,000 houses out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So the reason I know a lot about the land bank, one of my good friends, he's an Army veteran like yourself. His dad was a command sergeant major here at Fort Knox. He's a real estate agent up here in Louisville, and we talked because we had 5 acres of land donated, and we were going to build a tiny home community for homeless veterans. He got the land donated from a builder, a developer. He donated the 5 acres of land to us, and we came up with this. It had 15 shipping container homes that we were going to put on it, and we were going to have a core container. They were going to come in and do the shipping houses, ship container houses. We had a community center on there. We had a business center on there. We had a chapel, and all of this was done with shipping containers. We had Luckett and Farley come in, design it for us, man, I tell you what, it was beautiful. COVID happened. We couldn't get the funding for it. So needless to say, we lost. We actually had to wind up giving that land back.
Huh.
But that's something that I want to get into because I want to be able to build a tiny home community for homeless veterans. That's something that's always been near and dear on my heart. So that's something that I think I'm gonna have to pick your brain offline about doing something like that because that's something that's still here in my brain space that I want to accomplish. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the amount of people out there and the funding and the money, it's just a lot of people want to help, but they don't know where to send the help. So I think the more you talk about it, the better. You almost have to paint that picture. You already have the renderings is what it sounds like. It sounds like you're pretty much the furthest part there. Here's what I found: the money is the easiest part.
Mm, okay. Yeah. So. Like I said, COVID happened. We couldn't do fundraising and stuff like that. This city did say that they were going to give us the money, but it never came to fruition. Of course, like I said, COVID happened, and then I resigned from that organization, and they canceled the project like 3 months later. So it's one of those situations where it was my brainchild, my baby. I left the organization. They were supposed to carry on the mission, and they didn't. So that's where I'm back to square one. Like I have the renderings and stuff like that. That's all I have. All of that stuff. That was all donated free through Luckett and Farley, and which is an architectural engineering firm. And they did the renderings and everything, and it is a beautiful. I wish I had the pictures on here. I'd show you, but anyway, this is
Yeah,
about you, not
that's
me.
cool.
Uh,
No, that's incredible. Sounds awesome.
it was going to be amazing. We had a nice program set up for it. I had a question that I was going to ask. All right, so if somebody like say Sam or myself, we want to get involved with the land shark, what do we have to do to get involved?
Yeah, real simple. I have conversations with people every single day and see what they're looking to accomplish and try and point them in the right direction. We're pretty much a very small coaching program, whether you want to just do land or the land and home package, which is a lot more intense. Obviously, we have a conversation, see what your real estate investing goals are, either point you in the right direction or make an offer to work with you. I guess the easiest way is go to thelandsharks.com and schedule a call, and you'll get on a call with me, and show you what I'm up to. And it's really, the success speaks for itself. We actually just had a company start funding our some of our coaching as well, which is cool. I don't ever recommend people go in debt to do real estate. But it's just, heck, someone gave me an opportunity at one time to where I was like, can I make payments to you? And thank God it was back in 2015, learning this land business. And you better believe making that payment, if he told me what to do and I did it that day, there was no joking around. I wanted to get results very quickly. And, my biggest problem was I didn't believe that I could get the results because I had struggled and failed in so many other things. But I kept seeing all these examples of like, well, heck, if he could do it, I can do it. And if John can do it, I can do it. If Bryson could do it, I can do it. So it just kept building my belief on their accomplishments.
Gunny, you've been quiet over there. What's going
No,
on?
I'm listening, man. I'm taking it all in. I'm just, there's still a lot of land in Maine that is available. That's all I'm going to say. And close to, if not right on, the trails. So I'm just taking it all in. I mean,
Well,
that sounds fun.
Well, your wife wants to move to Florida, so
no. It doesn't mean I can't buy property back in Maine.
I mean, if it's bringing income in, I'm sure she'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no Airbnb stuff because I'm not paying those fees. So, but yeah, I'm just taking it all. I mean, it's fascinating. And, I had a lieutenant that got involved with buying land or properties or looking at getting into like the commercial real estate with apartments and hotels and stuff like that. So I had to hear a lot about that. And that was back in '04 and '05. So it just,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, rough time to be buying all that stuff.
yeah,
He might
yeah.
be back in the military.
Yeah. I think he stayed in. I think he stayed
Yeah,
in.
he's smart. Yeah, you kind of need a second job sometimes when you're buying real estate. You know, it's a lot of people. I've been so blessed. I haven't had a real job since 2018. And it's just like I just got to go 8 days on the international cruise, and I didn't check my phone, my text, my email, and it took me like an hour to respond to all all text and phone calls. The email was another story, but like I was like, how do I text all week long? 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I feel like I could never get caught up on text or phone calls. But I was able to return all of them in 1 hour over 8 days worth. I'm like, that's the power of batching right there. Batching.
Yeah.
If I just went 1 day a week, I'm sitting here having a brain epiphany right now. If I just went Wednesdays and I was like, every Wednesday is just for getting stuff done or getting shit done. There's a good book, I think it's GTD or something like that. Get things done. But I just got done what I wanted to get done that day, or I took some time for creativity or a project I wanted to do and didn't return any texts or calls. I wonder how much more I would accomplish every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. The time that we spend on our phones, and responding to emails, responding to phone calls, text messages. I just got back from a 7-day cruise myself, and
Hey.
and I will tell you, when I came back, I had a whole plethora of emails. I think I had just in one email, so I have several emails on my phone. Just one email chain, I had over 300 unread messages.
Whoa.
One.
Holy crap.
And I'm like, bro, how am I going to answer all these? And so what I did, I prioritized which ones I wanted to respond to, which ones were spam or somebody saying whatever, and just slowly went through the ones that were higher priority than the others, and I got through them relatively quickly. But there's nothing better than being able to take 7 days and just enjoy family time. And I'm not getting no younger. I'm 48. I just turned 48. I'll retire. Listen, Gunny.
I saw that face. Holy!
I know, right?
I was reading the lines right there.
So I'm not getting any younger. But the good thing is, I get to retire from AT&T when I'm 55. I'll be there for 20 years, so I can retire. And that's where my plan. I need to go ahead and put a plan in motion where I don't have to work another job once I retire. Now, granted, I'll have the podcast, and I'm starting another veteran media network as well, which I'm hoping will eventually the veteran media network will bring in revenue source. But the podcast, I want to keep it where, it pays for itself. I don't want to, go get 10 million followers and then, lose my head. You know what I'm saying? So I want to have another source of income coming in, whether it's buying land, putting manufactured homes on them, something of that nature. That's something that's I've always been in the construction side of things, going in demo houses and rebuilding them. That's something that I've always enjoyed. So flipping houses. But I think the route that you're going with buying the land, putting a manufactured home on those, putting a well, putting a cistern, putting the septic lines and all of that, I think that's probably going to be the smarter route to go, I think.
Yeah, I flipped a number of houses, quite a few, and I made some okay money, and I've lost some bunch of money. It's just every house flip was never boring. There was always a surprise on each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about placing manufactured homes on land, it's boring. There's no surprises. Actually, I got one today. We failed a septic system inspection, but it was just because the house was too close to the septic and there was runoff. So how do you pass that? I got to put gutters on it now. No, we don't put gutters on manufactured homes in Florida. We're trying to keep them as cheap as possible for our buyers. But if you don't put one in Colorado on a house, gutters, like I had to put gutter. I could go and make offers on houses with no gutters, and I knew there was going to be foundation problems.
Yeah.
You know, that's a guarantee in Colorado, but like Florida, we don't have to worry about that. But, you know, just that was my surprise for the week. Usually it's not many surprises. And I knew that happened because it happened again on one of our other ones. So it keeps happening. Same septic guy. So I think I need to hire another septic guy.
Yeah.
Or tell them put an additional pipe in and move that leach field or the septic out a little bit further. One or the
8
other.
more feet. We got
That's
an acre and a quarter here. Like
That's what I'm saying.
they
One
didn't
more
follow the site plan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's that's if you're going that route, you have to know the rules and regulations. That way you don't get those happy little surprises. I mean, that's an easy fix. You know, like you said, you just put gutters on it and boom, you're good. But I know a lot of places when they don't have a well, they use the roof, the gutter system for water catchment systems. Which is always a plus, especially if you're in Colorado or Wyoming, Montana, New Mexico, have extra water. That way you can water your crops or your flowers, whatever you got there. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool that that's the only issues, that you've got. I definitely want to pick your brain for sure, because I think it's something that I know I'm very interested in. And I think you have a, what's the word I'm looking for here? In a model that's already successful. So why try to reinvent the wheel when there's already a wheel that's working really good?
Yeah. No, I agree. It's been working for longer than I've been alive. They came out in 1979. So you've been alive a little that long, Willis.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
it's like do stuff that's older than you. Land is probably the oldest business there is, honestly.
Yeah.
Hooking.
Yeah, well, I don't know what come first, the hook or the land. I don't know. That she needed the hook somewhere. It had to be on the land.
Oh man. Let's see. I think we've hit on pretty much everything that. Is there anything that we haven't hit on that you want to hit on?
No, I think I saw a lot of. I'd say just one thing is, I saw a lot of. I mean, kind of like Samuel's lieutenant. I think you should always, and same thing with you, Willis. You should always have a second option. Because I was afraid, like, everyone's talking me out of getting out of the military, telling me how stupid I was. Oh, I was doing so well. I was climbing the ladder. You know what? They probably forgot my name 3 months later.
Not even.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Give me a break. At least 3 months. Probably not.
Yeah.
3 days, maybe 3 days.
Maybe 3 days.
But you should have like another option, like a second option. And like I luckily had 3 years left on my contract. Oh, by the way, I got a 3-year or 4-month internship that the Army paid me to do. Like I literally got to intern for myself through that program. I interned for Wholesaling Inc., but I was able to build my land business while I did it. So don't get out and expect to find something tomorrow. Start building it today. Start reading the books. I got a library in my office. I'm just always reading, always learning stuff.
So was that through the Army Skill Bridge program that you did?
Yeah. Yes. I'm glad you said that. Most people don't even know about that.
Yeah, probably about a year. Somebody was talking to me about. I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? And they explained it to me. I was like, is every branch doing something like that? Because that is one of the best programs I've ever heard of.
Air Force did it. We had a couple guys from come through Air Force and Army. Army's packet was super simple. Air Force was a little bit more paperwork we had to fill out. But we've had land sharks come through and they get 3 months off and they're getting paid to do it. AKA they're building their own business. I'm like checking in with them each day. Hey, how many offers did you make? Some of these guys, doing, we've got one guy doing almost $500,000 a year now, and he's now in the reserves. But it's absolutely incredible.
But that's that second income that you talk about, right? Is having that. So his reserve pay is making up for some of what he may be losing, or just that's my cruise money. What I make under a weekend is what I'm using to take off to the Caribbean somewhere.
Well, funny story. He just bought a house right down the street from me about a month and a half ago. My wife keeps asking, when they gonna move? When they move in here? I was like, I don't know. He just bought it. It's just sitting there. She's like, must be nice just to buy another house in Florida. I was like, I guess so.
Yeah.
One of these days.
He's actually doing drill right now too, by the way. So he's out there. He's like, I'm playing Army today.
Oh, you gotta love it. Got to love it. So I got the website, thelandsharks.com, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I also put it over here in chat as well, so people can click on the link and go learn more about you and the Land Sharks and everything that's got going on. I'm assuming if they go to thelandsharks.com, they can schedule a call with you and pick your brain and set up something of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely. And, check out the success stories, because again, I told you, and I hope everyone heard me, it's like, I built my belief through other people. Like if John Yoon can do it, I can do it. And I was watching all those success stories, and I got my YouTube channel on there. You can go and, explore that. I try and post, once a week. I want to see it give as much as I possibly can away to get someone the results. A lot of guys come in that's already done a land deal from watching the YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yes, I would love to buy some land and then lease it for like deer hunting or whatever kind of critters that's on there. And use that as income too, because you can lease, especially here in Kentucky, you can lease, say if they had 50 acres, you can turn around and lease that for a year. And make 30, 40 grand just off of that one lease. So if you have several,
incredible.
Yeah, if you have several of those, you can. That's a nice little paycheck.
We've had guys that buy 100 acres in Oklahoma that just want to hunt, and they'll buy it, hold it for a year, maybe two, put feeders on it, deer stands, game cams everywhere, hunt the heck out of it, and then sell it with those photos, double their money.
Yep. Show those big bucks at the feeders, show the trophy buck that they took last season, and that's all it takes for that right person.
Oh yeah. And hunters, they have money. My dad. So you hear about the swampland in Florida, like no one could do anything with it, right? My parents have 21 acres. Well, about 11 of that acres of that land is swamp, just cypress swamp, beautiful land. And a couple of years ago, my dad was looking for ways to make money because he had hurt his back. And I was like, Dad, let's post on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace that you're going to lease out the swamp for, $6,000 cash paid up front. He has people fighting over that land.
Yep.
$6,000 a year paid in cash. And, it's just an extra little bit of income, really.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm super excited to learn more because, like I said, I definitely need a plan for the future. The wife wants to move to Florida as well, or Alabama, Gulf Shores kind of area. I don't know exactly where she wants to move.
You need more money. You're going to live there then.
Right? That's what I said.
The Gulf Shores area, yeah, you need to have a third income.
Yeah.
I'm going to need probably a third and a fourth. But yeah, so I definitely want to, pick your brain and see options and see about getting started into this, because I think it's something that has always interested me. So I'm definitely going to call you or chit chat with you. I sent you a voicemail, but or I called you a little bit ago, but your phone was off.
Oh yeah, it's usually family time. I don't really work past 3:00 every day because the kids come home, but I don't really remember how I got scheduled with my office manager. Like, hey, you want to do a podcast with Military SitRep or HomeFront SitRep? And I was like, that sounds like a veteran to me. I'll do it. So yeah, sorry, the phone was probably off.
No, you're good. You're good, my friend. Yeah,
you got to take that time for you, right? You like, I got a service dog. and I can't expect her to work 24 hours a day. And people shouldn't expect me to work 24 hours a day either. I got to have time for me. I got to have time for my family, and so, Willis just got back from a cruise. I just got back from 10 days in Europe with my wife, so
that's
I
awesome.
took that time,
Where'd you go in Europe?
We flew in the Netherlands, then we went to France, Belgium, and then to Germany. We hit most of the American cemeteries, from, let's see, South Belgium area, into the Netherlands, and then, Bellawood, the Ardennes, all the way up into Normandy.
Wow.
So I think I visited 9 or 10 different American cemeteries over there.
That's so cool.
And took a
I've
half
been to
day.
all those countries.
And took a half
You
day.
fished?
Yeah, I did right off the coast of Normandy.
That's neat. Where'd you go, Willis, on your 7-day cruise?
So we went to New Orleans, ported out of New Orleans, and then went to Cozumel, Belize,
Ooh.
and Roatan.
I just went to Cozumel too.
Oh man, Cozumel's beautiful. This was our second trip to Cozumel, and we went to Mr. Sancho's, which is all inclusive, and dude, I love it. Of course, I hate sand, so luckily they have pools, so I was able to get in the pool because I hate walking on sand. I hate sand.
I don't know if you like Florida.
I don't want to move to Florida, but happy wife, happy life.
Let me tell you all the bad things about Florida. Tell your wife it's got 100% humidity. It is freaking hot. One of our air conditioners broke today. It is hot and on half of our house. We're like pumping air on it. There's mosquitoes. Oh, alligators. We got water moccasins that will chase you. I mean, it's bad. I've heard there's dinosaurs. We definitely have Bigfoot. Definitely. So let me just
those black flies at the beach.
Ooh, they'll bite you.
Yeah. She loves
we got something called midges, which are called chizzywinks. They're in the interior of our state on our lake. I have a lake house. We've had people with our Airbnb ask for full refunds after like the third day because these things just swarm. And I got misters on the house to try and keep up. There's nothing stopping them. I mean, we got bugs on bugs on bugs. And oh, by the way, the spiders.
You need to talk to my wife, bro.
I'll help you out.
Yeah. Even got crocodiles, depending on where you're at.
True. Yep. I've never seen one, but I've heard of stories about them. But yeah, Florida's a good thing to come for like a week in February. That's about the only good month here.
Yeah. We got some friends that live in Odessa.
It's not any worse than Europe with 0 AC.
Oh, yeah. Not in July. Heck no.
Especially this past. Yeah. Like the 2 weeks that we were there was the hottest 2 weeks they've had in like forever. And then I brought it back here to Kentucky. So everybody's hating me right now.
I remember July in Germany. I lived in Germany for about 3 years. I went to all those countries you mentioned. Beautiful. But July was terrible. No air conditioner anywhere.
Nope. You might get a fan. Like this size if you're lucky.
You got to take a portable fan with you.
And the deodorant was almost $12 euro for a
cruise with me. This is my fan for the cruise.
I'll bring a fan on the next cruise.
Yeah, you definitely need a fan.
I bring one for me and one for the wife, and we put a magnetic hook right above the bed, and this hangs over me and just blows down on me all night long.
I wish I had one of those for the last cruise.
And it's rechargeable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I bought one that's a little bit bigger than that. That's rechargeable to take on a cruise on the next cruise. So
next cruise. What are you talking about? I'm leaving in October, man. That's my stuff's already packed for the cruise. I got my hooks. I got my shoe organizer that I hang on the back of the door so my shoes aren't all over the place. I've got my fans. Man, I got stuff. I got a night light that goes in the bathroom so I don't have to turn on the light to go to the bathroom.
Oh man, the light night lit now on the Royal Caribbean Icon. Yeah, there was a night light in the bathroom. It just stayed very dimly lit.
Nice. Yeah, I know Carnival, they have underneath of their armoires that they have in the rooms. They have the night lights there.
Yeah, I shut that shit off. It's too bright, man.
Yeah.
Every time she gets up to go to the bathroom, it wakes me up. So I put a towel down there so it doesn't come on.
Yeah, they come on
But
automatically.
then she has to turn on the light because it's on the outside, and it wakes me up too. So I got a night light to plug in up there that's just gonna don't turn any lights on when I'm sleeping.
Nice.
Reminds
Well,
me of
Brent,
flashbacks.
I want to say thank you for coming on here and hanging out with Gunny and I for this hour, because it went by really, really quickly. A lot of great information. And like I said, I'm going to give you a call or email or something, and we're going to get together and have a conversation and talk about my future, because I think that's something I need to go ahead and start preparing for now.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be an empty nester come August. Both my kids will be in college, so I'm excited about that.
You say empty nester, but they're not fleed the house yet, man. They're there.
Well, yeah, but they're going to be summertime.
But still, winter break, summer break, you got to wait for your naked room for another 4 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Or you just start walking around naked now. They might move out today.
They will move out.
They would move out. Yeah, they definitely would. No, the wife would miss them too much, so I gotta wait on that naked room for a while. So, but anywho, man, I want to say thank you for coming on here and hanging out with Gunny and I for this hour. It's been an amazing conversation. I can't wait to pick your brain and talk to you more and see where a partnership could possibly lead us. Because I think that'd be super cool. So I just want to say thank you again, my friend. And bless you.
My pleasure. Thank you. My
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
God bless, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. If I can help with anything, I'd be honored.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man,
I didn't leave you a message, but I did send you a text message. So when you get it, just say, hey, you know it's me. So, but other than that, my friend, we're going to drop you down in the green room. If you got to go spend time with the wife and kids, we understand that. If not, you can hang around. We can chit chat after the show.
Sounds good. I'll shoot you a text. Catch you
Yes,
later.
sir. Appreciate you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How cool was that, Gunny?
It's good stuff, man. I mean, you hear a lot that, we hear about the housing market, right? The housing market, the housing market, but we never hear about the land market and what people are doing there, rather purchasing the land for, just to flip real quick, or accept, putting a modular home on to get rid of, or turning it into a hunt and lease and making that money. And it's, there's, like you said, there's a lot of land still here. There's a ton of land in Maine. I don't know if they got a land bank or whatever, but I'm sure if you go to the county, they've got stuff that's been repossessed or whatever that you're going to buy, pennies on the dollar for, and you might be able to flip it.
Yeah, that's something. I was talking with somebody the other day, and this is before I even, before we even came with, with Brent, when, with them reaching out to us and saying, hey, we want to have Brent on your show. And they were talking about, doing, buying stuff from the land bank. And I'm like, that's a good idea. My thing is talking the wife into saying, hey, let's go invest in, this property. So I just have to sweet talk her into it. If it's a good enough deal, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So, all right, my friend, it's about that time. What do you think?
Yep.
Let's see. All right, we're here. Here we go.
Gunny's words of wisdom.
When you have the opportunity for new beginnings, do not repeat the old mistakes.
Repeat that for the ones in the back.
When you have the opportunity for new beginnings, do not repeat the old mistakes. And that's relationship, that's friendship, that's business. I mean, every facet of life you can apply that to.
Yeah, you definitely can. And that kind of goes back with the conversation we had last night with Mr. Miller. When you retrain your brain to, you know, like, all right, so we're hyper vigilant, right? That's the way the military taught us to be, to see that perceived threat. And then when you retrain your brain to not see that perceived threat, don't go back to that. You know, you just got to keep marching forward. I love it. I kind of love it, my friend. I love it. All right. Do we want a funny joke? All right, here we go.
It's time for the joke of the day.
What date is a military command? What date is a military command? March 4th. You need your
So someone sent me one last night, and it says, "Hey, there's a concert in town, and it's only 45 cents. Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Well, who is it?" 50 Cent and Nickelback.
Nice.
I'm like, "Yep, got me."
That is awesome.
I told Mike that last night, and he goes, what? And then I start laughing. He goes, "Oh, really? Come on, Dad." He goes, "You want to start laughing? I would have told you to buy tickets." 50 Cent with Nickelback, 45 cents.
So before we end the show, I want to talk about this here. So we got a comment here. What's the comment? Chris laughed. Chris laughed at it. So Gunny and I, we were recently invited. So next Monday, we will not have a show on HomeFront SitRep. We were supposed to, but we had to reschedule due to this event that's coming up. So on the 19th, we'll have the Bunkhouse podcast coming on. And then on the 20th, Gunny and I will be down in Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry. And this is with Challenge America 250 Legacy of Service concert. Gunny and I, we get to go down VIP status. We get to enjoy the Studio A experience. We get to do the concert, then we get to do the meet and greet afterwards. Looks like Amy Grant, Vince Gill, Daryl Worley, and a bunch of other singers will be there that night. So super excited about that. So Gunny's going to be traveling to me, and then we're going to travel down to Nashville, and so you won't have an episode on Monday night, the 20th. So I'm super excited about that, and we'll talk about that experience when we come back afterwards. So that would be on the 26th. We'll talk about that at the beginning of the show to get to experience that. I think it's super neat, super cool. I've never been to the Grand Ole Opry, so it'd be a first for me. So
I've not been to the new Opry. I've been to the Ryman when that was the Opry, but I've not been to the new.
Nice. All right, Gunny, you ready?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win, and surround yourself with people that are going to build you up and not tear you down.
In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You're not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, we rise, and we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. Together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. Be someone's stranger, man. Listen, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be someone's stranger today. And what I mean by that is if you're out and about and you see somebody and it looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, say, "Hey, How are you doing today? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I'm living the dream. Ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation. It could be a 5-minute conversation. It could be an 8-hour conversation. You just need to sit there and listen and let that person get whatever is off of their chest out. And don't try to fix them. Just listen. Sometimes that's all we need is an ear. All right, Gunning, you got it.
Yeah, and it takes a village. You can't do this alone. We're all big macho, service members, and we feel as though we got this. I'll tell you right now that the demons know no rank. Use your networks. I mean, everybody's out. I mean, if you're watching this, everybody has some type of social media. If you're listening to it later, we all have a cell phone. We all have contacts on there, and some people on there you may not have talked to for a while. Just pick up the phone and dial them. Say, hey, it's been a while. Just want to reach out and talk to you, see how you're doing, or reach out and say, hey, man, you got a minute? I just need an ear.
Yeah,
but who knows? That phone call, your voice, that might be what they needed to hear that day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, now we're going to talk about our community partners. Up first, we got sofmissions.org. Man, I can't talk highly enough of this organization, and Gunny can't either. I will tell you, we had the opportunity to go down in February to their 5-day retreat, their clinic that they had down at the center in Tampa. And I will tell you from minute one of us arriving and checking in, and we checked in a day early. Man, just the love that they pour in to the veterans that are there. You feel like you belong from minute one. And the good thing about it is you have your group sessions that you're with your group, but you also have things that are individually catered to you. And then they help with a plan afterwards for 365 days. So you'll get an email every 30, 60, 90 days. Every 30 days, you'll get an email from them for 365 days. Hey, do you need supplements? Do you need this? Do you need that? And I will tell you, on my birthday, July 7th, I got a text message from the SOF team. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great day. How many veteran nonprofits out there do that?
Yeah.
Not many at all. So I thought that was super cool. So check out sofmissions.org. It's not just for veterans, it's for first responders too. So when you go to SOF Missions and you go to fill the questionnaire out, and where it says branch, you scroll all the way down. That gives you your fire, your EMS, your police. So you can check on that. And they do all female sessions. So if you're a female out there and you want to go down, you feel more comfortable being around females only, they do have 2 female sessions that they have down there. So go check out sofmissions.org. You want to talk about HMG or you want me to do it? Me? All right. Heroesmediagroup.com. This is Adam Bird and his team. So check out heroesmediagroup.com. Adam has a platform that has over, I think, 60 veteran podcasters. And that's not all he does. I mean, it's not just about podcasting. If you're an author and you want to turn your book into an audio book, he can help you do that. If you need help with podcast promotion or podcast production, he can help you with that. There's just so many things that HMG can do. We've been a family member now for over 3 years. And I tell you what, anytime I call him, he's spot on. He's just amazing. So check out heroesmediagroup.com. You want me to do this one or you got it?
Yep. Reese Across America Radio. You can visit reaseacrossamerica.org/radio. You can find HomeFront SitRep podcast every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. We do put up a show that was done previously in the week. But yeah, great partnership with Jeff and the crew there. We've actually had the opportunity to be on with Jeff a couple times, and just love the partnership that we have with Reach Across America Radio.
Yes, sir. Up next, we got Same Flag, Same Oath.com. This is Matt and Becky Johnson outside of Katy, Texas. Small veteran owned t-shirt company. They do hats. I think they've moved into other things as well. We partnered with them probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. They created our Marine It Down shirt, which Uncle Sam's still wearing back here. He still ain't washed it, nasty guy. But that's a co-branded shirt with Got Your Six Culture, Same Flag, Same Oath.com. And I'm wearing one of our new shirts, the spicy pineapple. The spicy pineapple. And this is all of our shirts that we have available. So you got the spicy pineapple, which on the back it says tossing joy in people's lives since 1918. Then you got our HomeFront SitRep big logo shirt. You got our Red Friday shirt. Then you have our You're Not Alone shirt and Be Someone Stranger. So you can actually go to homefrontsitrep.com, click on merch, and you can check that out. Up next is one of our other great partners, which Gunny is wearing one of the hats. I have one of the hats right here. Gunny has a whole plethora of elite engraving hats. So check out eliteengraving24.com. I think you got a problem, Gunny.
There's another one in the other room too.
Oh man, you definitely. I wonder if they could do me a cowboy hat with our patch on it. I might have to ask her. That'd be pretty cool. Because I bought a cowboy hat. It's upstairs. So do you remember when we were in the Corps? I had a white cowboy hat that had the PBR sticker, the cowboy up sticker. Well, I gave that to my nephew a while back. Because he's like, "Hey, Uncle David, I want your hat." I was like, "All right, you can have it," because I always planned on buying another one anyway. And we were down in Cozumel, and they were selling cowboy hats and pretty cheap.
It's not a bad shop, right there up at the port.
Yeah. So I bought one.
Some nice boots too.
Yeah. So I bought one, and it's got just a regular band on it. And I told Julie, I said, I'm gonna have to hunt down the stickers that I had, because like the cowboy up sticker was real popular back then, because that's when the movie 8 Seconds came out. That's what made that phrase popular. And then the PBR sticker. So I'm in the hunt for stickers again to kind of replicate the hat that I did have.
See, I've got a black felt George Strait Classic.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got to get it reformed and cleaned. It's been a while since I even had it out, but yeah.
Well, are you wearing that to Nashville? No, I'm taking.
I'm gonna wear my boots though.
Yeah, I'm taking mine. I'm definitely wearing boots that night. Are you wearing a suit, or are you wearing blue jeans and a button down?
I might do blue jeans, a button down, and sports coat.
There you go. All right, cool. I got to figure out what I'm wearing. But anyway, so check out eliteengraving24.com. You got Valor?
Yep, Valor Coins and Pins, owned and operated by Brent and Brian Casey, the grandsons of the late Herschel Woody Williams, Medal of Honor recipient from World War II and the Battle of Iwo Jima. Brent is a Army veteran himself. Small veteran business. They do have a DoD number to contract with, but anything you need, challenge coin, pin, poker chip, like medals, Brent and Brian can take great care of you. I will say that make sure that during your rendering process that it's perfect for how you want it before you approve it to go to production. And a portion of the proceeds from every single order placed through Brent and Brian go to support the Woody Williams Foundation to help build Gold Star Memorial monuments across the nation.
Yep. So check out valorcoinsandpins.com. That's valorcoinsandpins.com. Up next, we got RDC Shoes.
Yeah, RDC Shoes, owned and operated by Darren Davis, veteran from the Marine Corps, also a police officer. Him and his wife had this plan years ago to develop a comfortable shoe. And I tell you what, comfortable is an understatement. I have not had the new shoe on my foot yet, but what I do have the Glory #1, and I have the Patriot. The shoes are very comfortable. I wear them on the cruise. I wear them out. I wore them to DC, walked around DC and had zero issues with. Right now they have the Glory with, oh my Lord, Folds of Honor on the heel, and a portion of the proceeds from that shoe goes to support Folds of Honor, which gives scholarships to severely injured veteran families or those who lost a loved one veteran. And then the Patriot shoe is a portion of the proceeds goes to the Woody Williams Foundation. And no matter which shoe you order, you get a hero card of a Medal of Honor recipient. So it's basically a picture of the recipient and their citation of their Medal of Honor. So great thing that they're doing up there. And they also support the Medal of Honor Foundation themselves.
Yep. So great shoe. I took mine on vacation, and I had Julie take a picture. I was in the casino. I was wearing that palm tree button down and my gray slacks, and I had my RDC shoes on. Dude, I had so many people. Where did you get your shoes? Where did you get your shoes? I love your shoes. And I told him, I said, man, I love these shoes. They're super freaking comfortable. And just walking in them all day long when you're on a cruise and you're exploring ports, my feet did not hurt one bit. So check out rdcshoes.com and go buy you a pair. Reach out to them, say, hey, HomeFront SitRep, Willis and Gunny Deeds sent this to you. So reach out to them. All right, up next is HomeFrontSitRep.com. Go check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. You can see all these great veteran podcasters, all these great veteran nonprofits, business owners, veteran singers, songwriters, comedians, anybody we have interviewed here on HomeFront SitRep. It is a little outdated. I need to update some, but go check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. Click on the merch site while you're there. You can get our hat. You can get our shirts. When you order a shirt, they are true to size. So if you wear an extra large, buy an extra large. If you wear a 4X, buy a 4X. There are multiple color options available, except for on the Marine It Down and the Red Friday. Red Friday, you have a red and a black.
Yeah, that shirt. There's no option. It's black.
This one? Oh, yeah, this one, yeah. I hadn't got here yet. But the other shirts have multiple options. So check out HomeFrontSitRep.com. And then I want to say thank you to all of the people that keep coming back and watching HomeFront SitRep every every Sunday, every Monday. You guys are why we keep doing and we keep continuing our mission. So make sure you like us, share us, follow us, send it to your friends. That way we can reach more people. And as long as we reach one veteran a day, then we completed our mission. So I just want to say
every guest we have may not be your cup of tea, but keep coming back. You might find something that sparks your interest in one of our guests.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, my friend. It is that time of night, Gunny. I'm going to keep saying prayers for you because I know you got some things coming up. So we're going to keep you in our prayers, keep you and the family in our prayers. And I'm just glad you're back. Almost to normal.
I mean, what's normal for me anymore? You know,
well, you're new normal. Yeah, new normal. But right. Anyway, like we always say on HomeFront SitRep, stay safe out there.
We got your 6.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront SitRep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.